Gosh, I genuinely had no idea just how bad this storm was. These are pictures and videos from Chesterfield, my local town. Thank God I'm up at the top of the hill. But just down the hill, a couple of miles away, there's bloody, the roads are chest deep in water, according to this. Chest deep in water, bloody hell. God, look at that. Dear me. This is where we need the Freelander. First time we need it, and it's not here, but gosh, let's have a look outside. Okay, well, obviously it's pretty biblical out there. Look at this. Oh, that's wet. Sky is still full of it. Jesus, I'm going back inside. This is horrible. Ooh. Ow! Oh, that went down my neck. Yeah, the advantage to living up the hill. It's not an advantage when it comes to snow, because we get the worst of it. But when it comes to floods, we avoid the worst of it. Now, obviously, I've got to get to work tonight. Don't envisage that being a problem, to be quite honest. But then I've got no driver tonight. So I'm going to be hooning around doing bloody deliveries unless I can get one last minute. I've stuck another advert up. And there are some areas where tonight could be an issue. So, I mean, the one thing for absolute certain is I'm going to be swapping She-Sun for Barney. That extra little bit of ride height and bigger wheels might pay dividends if I do get caught in a flood. But there's me just popping on about rain and whatnot. Of course, I hadn't entirely realised that this is a proper storm, not so much here, but it's a proper storm in Scotland. People have died. So, God, yeah. Well, we'll see what the rest of the day brings. Okay, sit rep. I've been and swapped the cars over. Barney's now in pole position. I also went out for a recce, and there are serious floods even up here on high ground. Depending on the individual roads, if there's a dip in a lane somewhere, then it is fully and completely flooded. Some verging on impassable. So that raises questions about tonight and the idea of getting to work. Now, if it was a snow and ice situation and it was really, really bad, then, you know, I would consider going the long way round the main roads, basically the way that I tend to come home, but the roads are much clearer then. I try everything. Gosh, traffic's going awfully slowly. I try everything not to go to work that way because it's chock-a-block with traffic. It's an awful lot slower. Tonight, I'm not going to go down the main roads. I've been having a look around on social media and whatnot. And the main road that I would be going down, I understand that near the 6 Holts, it is impassable. It is closed. And that shows no sign of changing at the moment because the rain is still coming down. So I think I will probably take my chances on the lanes. I think they're going to be a better bet. So, but we're going to have our wits about us tonight, my lovelies. We're going to have our wits about us, that's for sure. So, right, upload some videos, get some lunch, keep our fingers crossed for later on. There's going to be, those of you who lived through last winter with me, you will know there are going to be plenty more days like this where we stand or sit and look out of the window and wonder how the bloody hell we're going to get to work that night. And today is just the first. And remember, I've got no bloody driver tonight. Ugh. Okay, Here we go, my lovelies. I'm genuinely feeling a bit dodgy about today. Oh, good God. And now I'm feeling even dodgier. Not the most auspicious start. Yeah, tonight's a bit like a perfect storm, if you'll pardon the phrase. There is a storm, there are floods everywhere, roads are closed. There's still a bit of a question mark over Brian's battery, and I'm going to need lights and wipers and heater and all sorts of things running. And I've got no driver. Right. Let's hope for the best. Now I'm hoping that because we have some height, some altitude, that the lanes, and I am going via the lanes, that the lanes are going to be clear or largely clear, but even within the lanes there are areas that can and will flood. So it's going to be wits about us time, keeping a careful eye out for standing water. God, look at that, oh shit, you know. See what I mean? That field ahead of us is now a lake. There are mountain streams running down that field. There's a load of detritus being washed down here. Full-on lake in that field over there. I can see a car in my peripheral vision. Okay, that's stopped. Nope. Oh Christ. Okay. This is shit. This is decidedly sub-optimal. Fuck you now. Christ, this is terrifying. But you see, the alternative, the main road, earlier on at least, that was closed, that was impassable. Due to a flood, due to a flood by the 6 holes by that new estate. So I think this is the less dire option. Oh. For any of you watching who weren't with me during last winter, this is a taste of what almost certainly lies ahead. me, getting to work during the winter months is always something of a lottery. There is always an element of, oh shit, peril or jeopardy. Also very low on fuel. God. Okay, now down here is going to be one of those potentially dodgy areas. It's also foggy as hell, which really doesn't help. I need to be careful down here. Oh, that doesn't look good. Shit. Yeah, thank you. Okay, this does not look good at all, which is going to be the shallowest part. Oh, Christ. Oh, don't make me stop, mate. That was too deep for comfort. It really is sod's bloody law that I wouldn't have Miss Boo the first time that I could really do with her. We're going to just have to hope that the extra little bit of ground clearance that the Streetwise offers will help. But I would be much happier if I was sitting in Boo right now. It should also be noted that on this particular model of Streetwise, the heated rear window doesn't work. Well, I mean it might, but the switch is bollocks. Get over. Ah. Now I tell you what I do seriously need to think about. Rivers. I need to think about my route to work. Get over. And I need to think about rivers. I really need to avoid anywhere close to a river, and I'm just running through in my mind what that means avoiding. And I'm thinking that going through Cryche is probably a better option than dropping down to what's it, because we're going to hit the bit by the river there, and I bet you a pound to a penny, I bet that is super flooded. Oh god, a green pea. Not the place and time to be driving if you've just passed your test. Bless them. This road should be generally okay, but there are two specific areas where I guarantee you there's going to be a flood. So we need to be very careful. This is quite a quick road. We need to be careful not to hit either of those flooded bits at anywhere near normal speed. Hopefully only half the road will be flooded, but could be the whole road. There are just two dips in the road here, and they always flood in conditions like this. Oh, and this is an extra one that I wasn't expecting. This one's not too bad. That's okay. This one's fine, centre of the road, no problem at all. Bosh. here. I'm not going to turn left and go down through Wessington, because if you think about the Honourable Bridge, you know where I mean, where we always go greetings, Honourable Bridge, down the bottom of the hill. We, just before we go under that railway bridge, we go over a river, and that river is very close to the road surface, and I'm convinced that that is going to be really quite heavily flooded there. And I can't think, he said, oh bloody hell, I can't think of any particular areas on this route that are that close to a river. We do go, oh, this doesn't look great. Okay, nice and steady through here. That's okay. We do go over this, the same river, but I'm sure that we go over it much higher, if that makes sense. We're much more elevated. Oh, that's a bit deeper, that one. Keep going, steam coming off the engine. Plenty of squealing. It's the detritus on the road that's as much as a Okay, we'll go super steady through there. You can see the flooded field to your left. That has come onto the road. Yeah, it's the detritus that gets washed onto the road that can be just as much of a problem. And we're going to hit another patch here again with a very flooded field there to the left. Okay. Yeah, sorry Barney, you're getting a bit of a bath tonight, aren't you, darling? Can't see a thing. Can't see to my left. a bike ride. Dear me. Once we hit the crest, then it's downhill all the way to Bull Bridge. So hopefully we're not going to be too bad, hopefully. I had a look at the weather forecast earlier, and with the exception of one day, it's not going to stop raining for the next week. Mother Nature is kicking in with vigour. Once we get up here, that's going to be kind of the high point, and then it's downhill, as I say, down to Bull Bridge, and then we're along the bottom. I'm going to need to go to Saint Bob's and get petrol before I do anything else. Been a bit skint this week and not as fueled up as I would normally hope to be. Here's me avoiding a few puddles. Further north, people must be experiencing real hardship. I mean, never mind hardship. The bit of news that I did catch, people have lost their lives in Scotland today. So I don't want to make be a slightly difficult evening for me. I mean, obviously, you know, people will have had to evacuate their homes are going to be flooded, and very, very sadly there has been and will be loss of life. So I wouldn't wish to make light of that, nor would I wish to exaggerate my little inconveniences, but nonetheless it is what it is. Oh, well, the chip is open and there's a queue. That's a reassuring sight, isn't it? That's Great Britain for you. As long as the chip shops are open, Armageddon can't be nigh. Okay, so now we've got a sharp descent down to Bullbridge, and that's where we're going to encounter the river. Oh, that brings back memories. I used to do that job, driving one of those Sainsbury's vans all around the wilds of the peak. That was bloody fun in winter, I can tell you. Hello. You know, yesterday when we delivered to that campsite, that guy was an absolute raving arsehole. Claimed his food was an hour and a half late, or he'd been waiting an hour and a half, which he hadn't, total lie. And said he wasn't paying for it. I'm not paying for it. Ring the restaurant. I've told him I'm not paying. So I grabbed the food off him and said, entirely your choice, sir, but no money, no food. I don't like it when customers exaggerate or just downright lie to try and blag a free meal. He wasn't really a customer. He was just somebody visiting the campsite. He's not one of our inner scrotum. Okay, here we go over the canal. That's fine. Right, and we'll see what... Oh, hello. Little bit floody there to the left. Here we go over the river. Oh, and that is, God, I wish I could have just swiveled the camera around and shown you. That river is very, very swollen, very fast moving, and very angry looking. Oh, hello. Very angry looking indeed. But as I suspected, we are far enough above it at this point that it's not going to be an issue. Had we gone the other way, I'm convinced there would definitely have been an issue. Are you on the wonk? Don't be on the wonk, I've got enough to deal with. Right, no messing, straight to Saints Bob's, get some fuel in. When the weather conditions are bad, you want to reasonable amount of fuel in your car, just in case you get stranded. Oh, I get the smiley green face. Goody two shoes, me. Now there's farming fields to our left, except they're not. That is just a boating lake now. That really is a boating lake. Now I'm trying to cast my mind back to the last time that we had serious floods, and I'm trying to remember which areas were really properly affected. I'm just trying to plan ahead for tonight, where I'm likely to find myself and where I might then find myself in difficulty. God, my phone's going mad. Okay, well, all things considered, that wasn't too bad at all. What the rest of the night holds, we will see, because there's no sign of this rain stopping this evening, so things might actually get worse before they get better. Come on, son. Right, let's hope there's not too much of a queue at the Station d'Essence. Even if there is, we're just going to have to sit in it. Oh hello, fuel's gone down. 148.9. That's 2.2p per litre cheaper. Oh well, that's something, isn't it? Okay, bit of fuel chucked in. Let's get to the restaurant and see what the score is. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, here we go then. Yeah, God, you're You're over want now. There you go. All right, catch you in a bit. Okay, time to head home. Well, thankfully, tonight was massively anticlimactic for me anyway. I mean, it's been a horrendous day for many in my nearest town. Oh gosh, some of the videos on social media are really harrowing, and doubtless there are people who are in a very poor state of being this evening. But for me, anticlimactic. The drive to work was the only dodgy bit. After that, well, my driver postponed his resignation for 2 days. He came in for a couple of hours, covered the busy period, so that wasn't... Oh! Shit it hell. Oh God. Talk about famous last words. Okay, maybe not entirely anticlimactic. And apart from what's just happened, oh fucking hell. Apart from what's just happened, tonight I've not hit a single, well, a couple of isolated little bits, but nothing of note. And the drive home came back to main roadway. Again, nothing really of note. All of the absolute chaos and madness had cleared. So, gosh, that did just freak me out. That was quite funny. I'm glad I got that on video. So, that's it, my lovelies. All is well. I'm home, safe and sound. I'm speaking in slightly more hushed tones because I can see that my neighbours are still up. And yeah, that is it, darling. So thank you for your company today. I hope that you're okay. I hope that the storm and floods haven't affected you in too terrible a way. And much love. Have a safe and peaceful night. I'll see you next time.